everyone, this is Sarah, also known as Witchling Zimmer. I am currently here with a speed build of a cottage that I am making for my SimSelf. She'll hopefully be able to afford it soon. She has almost no money right now, but hopefully she'll be able to purchase this house after she does a little bit more work at her job and her writing and all of that side hustle life that she has going on. This house is located in Glimmerbrook because I did make her a witch, so she is going to have nice close access to the magic realm from this cottage, which she doesn't have from her apartment in Evergreen Harbor. So this house is being built in a half brick, half timbered style so that it kind of matches with the other houses that I have in Glimmerbrook. I'm really liking the way that it turned out. You'll see soon enough. It is just a one bedroom house, but the bedroom is going to open onto this cute little patio area where she'll have an easel and just a lot of connections with nature, which would be so nice. And there's obviously a lot of room for the dogs everywhere. Maybe when she gets even more money, we'll be able to expand the house because there's a lot of potential there. She should be able to put a second floor on this house pretty easily, as well as expand it on this first floor. And I'd like to get more fencing eventually so that she'll be able to have a bigger backyard for the dogs, because I think that would be really nice. Right here I'm finishing up just the basic build and some of the landscaping. I'll go back and do some other touches, like I'll definitely change that fence up that I have at the moment, and I think I throw some more greenery around by the end as well. But at the moment I am just placing the basic things that I want to get before I go into the interior. This house does have a lot of landscaping already, so I don't have to do too much, just some little bits and bobs around the house itself, and I just sort of nestle it into the trees that were already existing in this lot. I wanted to put a lot of flowers around because even though I have a black thumb in real life, Simmy is living her gardening dreams because she is a witch, so she gets to be able to do all of those things that I can't do, which unfortunately includes making living things grow. Here, I think I'm just about to head to the inside, and I'm deleting the walls in preparation for doing the basic layout. I realized once I got in how it's really smaller than I had actually intended originally, but I still like it. I'm doing the bathroom here, so the bathroom's going to be in the center there, the bedroom's on the right, and the left is the kitchen, and that big room is a sort of a combination living room, dining room. And now that I'm thinking about dining rooms, I'm realizing that I didn't put in a table. I don't think I did anyway. I'll have to think about that because I don't really use a table and it's just me and the dog, so we could probably chill out on the couch, right? Simmy doesn't really need a whole lot of fancy stuff, though I should probably give her a table, I guess. I was trying right here to get the one of those awesome Realm of Magic windows to work. I eventually end up taking it out because I can't make it work the way I wanted it to, and I ended up switching it out for a door because a door is what will lead to that back patio area. And I am obviously going to change most of these floors. I think basically just the bathroom floor because I hate it right now. I just put everything down so that I could see how I wanted to lay it out. Oh, and I'm trying to get a shower bath combo in right now, and I'm going to realize soon enough that the bathroom is not big enough for a bath combo, but I figured it out eventually. A lot of this is just going to be revised a few different times as I'm trying to decide how I want everything laid out and how I want everything to work. But I didn't forget the toilet paper. We all know how important it is that we not forget the toilet paper. Just trying to decide a mirror right now. I actually really hate the mirror that I ended up using, the full length one, so I might end up switching that out before Witchling actually moves into it. but I really like how this house turned out. My favorite colors are purple and green, so I ended up using a ton of purple in it. And I think it's so interesting to see a interior decorating style that's mostly purple because you don't really see that a lot. But I think it turned out really nice, and I like a lot of the dark woods and the purples, and I think it ends up just looking really elegant, but also very quirky, which I like a lot. Here I'm doing the kitchen. It is just a basic L-shaped kitchen. Because of all of the windows and natural light, I wasn't able to get a lot of upper cabinets, which is unfortunate, but I did get a couple, and I think that it still turned out pretty well. I realized towards the end of the build that I needed a washer dryer combo, so I ended up having to take out the cabinet that I put there, which is a shame because it does look really nice. But I prefer to have a functional build over a build that looks pretty. So I wanted to make sure to have all of those fun daily chore type things, and so I put in a washer dryer instead. I was really determined to use a lot of paranormal stuff, but I couldn't really figure out where to put all of it. But I did end up using a ton of the plants and rugs and things, and I think I even ended up switching out um, one of the wallpapers for the paranormal stuff wallpaper, but I'm not sure. I might have ended up using the Realm of Magic one instead. So here I think I was trying desperately to find the dish rack, but I couldn't find it, and I think I later saw myself scroll past it. So great job, me, as I was making this. I did it awesome. And here I'm just placing things. I'm doing some alt placements and getting everything exactly as I like it. I love it when kitchens and builds are really cluttered because I like it when they have like lots of bits and bobs all around. I just think it makes them feel more lived in. And for me, the kitchen is really the heart of the home. Oh, here I had done a little bit of a skip because I was running out of time and I needed to stop building. But then, so I stopped filming and then I just kept building because I was just like, oh, let me place one more thing. And then I placed a lot more things without it being filmed. But yeah, you can see that I have the paranormal couch, and the shelf is from Machino Stuff. It is one of my favorite objects. I actually like a ton of the Machino Stuff pack, which I wasn't expecting because it's all of the cast items are awful and I don't think I've ever used even one. But the build stuff and the career and all of the photograph functionality, it's all so cool. So that it actually ends up a really functional pack for me, which I hadn't expected going in. I purchased it way later than all the others. Let's see. Oh, and I have a really nice TV and gaming and electronics and stuff, which is more important to me than the size of the house, because I know in real life I would want a house that is small enough to still be functional. For me, something easy to take care of, where a bigger house is just harder for one person to keep clean and keep up. Though eventually, if Sim Me wants to expand, maybe she could get a maid or a butler or something like that. Personally, I would hate that, but this is The Sims. Maybe they'll become her best friend. Who knows? But yeah, that would be kind of interesting. And I'm hoping maybe one day she'll get like a roommate or a really good friend or something. But for now, I just want this nice, cozy house with her and the dogs and probably cats sooner or later. Somehow, I feel like cats always happen to you regardless of whether you want them or not. They're just one of those inevitable forces in the world that show up. I have two cats and two dogs at the moment. The dogs are Spencer and Mia. The cats are Lucy and Simon. I've had Mia and Simon the longest, and neither of the cats were mine to begin with. They both actually came from family members, but both of the dogs are my favorite beings in the world. Not that I don't love the cats, but really, can be a trial, and dogs are where it's at. So that is why my SimSelf witchling got a dog first. She got Maggie, the Brittany Spaniel, and I love her almost as much, well, nowhere near as much as I love the real dogs, but I do love her. And here I am doing those finishing touches with the all of the pet stuff and realizing that after I spent so much time just trying to figure out bookcases, I still needed to fit pet stuff in, so I had to delete the bookcase. Just placing all of these dog beds, and I'm thinking, yes, all of the cat stuff as well, and making some changes to make things look more functional and cluttered while also including all that pet stuff. So I'm thinking that maybe Witchling will get a smaller dog as well, which will match Spencer in real life like Maggie matches Mia, and that will be really fun and cute. I'm not sure if she'll get the smaller dog first or a cat. Looks like we switched back to outside, and I am going to be doing some more landscaping because I wasn't liking how it looked exactly, and I knew I was going to want to come back to it anyway. And I'm pretty sure that sooner or later, yeah, once we get to this back section, I realize that I want to do a patio. So I'm just placing some flowering bushes right here, and then we're going to the patio. Yep, that's it. And I'm going to fuss around with this for a little while I'm trying to decide exactly how I want everything laid out and what will work for me. And oh my god, the fencing. I was having such a hard time with the fencing because I realized that, okay, so I used the vampire pillars because they're just really cool and old and romantic and they suited the vibe of Glimmerbrook, but then I couldn't match a fencing to them. It took forever. I couldn't figure out what I wanted to use. Finally, I found this vampire fencing, which matched more or less. And then I realized that there are no gates that match it except in a gigantic gate, several times the size of this little fence. And it didn't work, so I just had to undo some of the fencing panels, blocks, so that there was a hole in the fence pretty much, and it was so frustrating. I was very upset that there wasn't just, a little gate that would work for my patio. So you could go from the patio to those planter boxes that I'm placing now and just get to this garden. Yep, and that's that giant gate. Who would use that? Who uses that? Anyone? And then things were off center, so I was fussing even more with how everything was placed. It was a trial. Like, just trust me, it was a trial. It was so tough because this is one of the tougher things in life, placing fences in The Sims. And here I'm just doing some summer functionality stuff. So I have in my game a seasonal holiday, which is the summer, what is it? The summer solstice. And it's such a fun holiday. It's one of my favorite in the game, and it's lots of water fights and a barbecue and tons of really fun, cool stuff that it's just one of my favorite things. So I always try to make sure to place things for that holiday in my builds. So I'll place like a kiddie pool, and I think I eventually place a water balloon bucket, which is one of my favorite objects, and I think is really slept on because it's something that in The Sims 2, for example, the Sims were just able to do. Like, you didn't need a special object for it, but a lot of the games and fun interactions and stuff are separate objects in The Sims 4, so you have to make sure to have that bucket of water balloons to be able to have a water balloon fight. Whereas in The Sims 2, you could just do it, your Sims could do it with an interaction. So it's a little different, and it's more real to have the bucket, but you have to remember to use everything pretty much. I think here I was going through trying to decide whether I wanted to do another layer of lights as well as the ones that I already had in here, and I think I ultimately decided not to use them because it looked a little weird to have the yellow with the white. Yeah, and here I think I was just regarding my own majesty and everything that I had accomplished. I was like, yeah, this is good. I deem this good. Such a good time. Yeah, and this is just some finicky stuff with placement and trying to decide how I want everything. I'm really hoping that my sim self can get into this house sooner rather than later because it's just so cute. And now that I've made it, I just want to play in it. And I think it'll be a good place for her to grow. If only it wasn't so expensive. Oh, and yeah, this was the final touches with the roofing situation because I ended up making this front area a covered porch, and then I made some tweaks with the back as well, I believe. Just making sure that all of the roofing matched and all the sides were at good angles so that nothing was clipping weird. Just that little finicky stuff that you don't always think of first thing. So, yeah, I think I am finishing up right now, and I'm probably going to place some screenshots at the end of this. I really hope you liked it. This was so fun to make, and I am just really looking forward to being able to see it in my game and being able to have the dogs just running around the yard and skipping out of my house and going to the magic realm and hanging out with Morgan Embers and Simeon Silver Sweater and all those cool folks. I've never played as himself before, and I think it's just such a fun idea. It's such like a silly, fun thing to do. Not too serious, not too much of anything, but just, a good time. Just a good game. So here are these screenshots, and I'm just going to leave you with these. Please enjoy the beautiful thing we have created together, and I hope to see you Sunday with the next update of my SimSelf LP. Thank you, and have an awesome day. Bye.